just a simple country bumpkin. Bumpkin. Not quite sure if it's just a coincidence. I don't track my health or anything like that, but taking caffeine pills seems to correlate with more naps for me. So I am changing gears to caffeine reduction and physical activity, specifically biking. I'm going to continue this bit even though at this point I'm clearly well aware of how awful human beings look when viewed straight down, laying down. You're not going to see me like this. When I'm dead, I'm not going to let you see this, but you can see it right now. What was I doing? Bumpkin. I'm not 100% sure what the definition of bumpkin really is. I'm just ripping them out. I don't even know what it means. A country bumpkin? Is it like a pumpkin? Is it like a slow country person who just sits on the vine? Is that what I am? Am I just on the vine, rotting away? Am I a country pumpkin? You know what? It sucks. It just sucks. I don't even feel like getting on my good mic. I don't feel like trying. It's hard to find motivation sometimes. It's like, what's the point? And then cut to every time I say, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Losing light. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Today I'm replacing this belt in this garden tractor, which clearly there's no putting this back on. So I got this hopefully correct, guaranteed original part. I suppose we could check it. It's hard to check the length when your belt's ripped up, but take it out of the box. Yeah, it looks like there is some missing pieces. So, news to me, physical activity is good for you. In other news, duh. I started taking caffeine pills and suddenly I'm taking 2 naps a day. I hate naps. Naps make me cranky. Naps don't make me feel better. They are the second worst thing to not getting enough sleep at all. Except I am getting enough sleep because I'm getting like 12 hours worth of naps in. It makes me believe if there's anything to conclude from it, that caffeine pills don't work. I would have thought it would have been the opposite. I thought it would have been unbridled anxiety. I could deal with unbridled anxiety. That is like the highlight of my life. At least there's something to care about. Yeah, next time, look up what bumpkin means. I keep forgetting to look up what bumpkin means. I always feel like I'm like 8 years behind whatever my deadlines are. It doesn't help when I can't stay awake during the day to even accomplish anything. Put in 30 minutes on something and then get so tired that I need to take a nappy. And yes, it's like take a caffeine pill and then take a nappy. Like, what are these sleeping pills? Did they like mix up the sleeping pills with the caffeine pills? Because they do keep them in the same spot. And for all I know, they could be the same thing. So like I'm working on it. Like I'm getting stuff. You could still do great stuff with an iPhone. You could still do great stuff with a painting light. You might not believe me now. And I'm doing this very unflattering angle, but I think it's charming. I think this idea will win out in the end. Sometimes I start videos and they don't go anywhere. This video better go somewhere. Sometimes if you want to get stuff done, and you got a lot of stuff to get done, sometimes just laying on the floor and doing an unscripted thing is the thing you got to do to get the thing done. Figuring out that stuff, getting gear, learning it, being more efficient. I can visualize that. I know what the future of doing that looks like, and I can imagine the path to it. What I can't imagine is dealing with other people. And I call it dealing when I really mean, what do I mean? Communicating and networking, relying on other people in a shared goal of moving forward in the sense that no mammal is an island? Yes. No. Okay. If I could redo this scene with better lighting, this would be how I would do it. So a bumpkin is defined as a simple, socially awkward person from the countryside, to which I have to say, define socially awkward. Why do we even have to bring socially awkward into this? My point is I'm simple. I'm not really good enough at anything in particular, and I feel like my light is a little too harsh in this one, but I'm gonna go with it. After all, I am simple, incapable, and just altogether subpar at nearly everything I attempt to do. Not really sure where this is going, but at least it's not as dark as I thought it would be. So maybe this will fail. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, it's like, after it's like, yay, success, it's like nothing. It's just like you're existing and it's whatever your default is. This is a job I've been putting off for a while, and suddenly I got this idea for this episode where I'm laying down and doing stuff, so why not center it around this? It's called Failure is Guaranteed, and hopefully it doesn't end with this thing failing to work. There's people who do things 2, 3, 4 times better than I do it. It's like, how do I let that dissuade me from making videos? But I'm certainly not an expert at putting on mower belts, and here I am doing it. So do whatever you want to do.
So I guess it is better to just do than to be sad and depressed. You know what I like about coronavirus? You know what I like about winter? It's cooler out, things move slower, there's less expectations, there's less things pulling you in different directions. You know what I liked about the coronavirus situation is it slowed things down during a time period when I normally would get really stressed out about all these obligations, and it let me just decide to do something that I just wanted to do. It's a thing I'm doing because I feel like doing it, and there aren't these other things getting in the way. There aren't even opportunities to turn down because I want to do this thing that might not be a thing that is a very smart thing to do.
This was an opportunity I wish I turned down until I realized I can work it into a video. This video.
A delusional thing to do. There are things I decide to do and they're stressful, and it's like, why do I even bother? I could live a much slower life. I could be a happy bumpkin. Why can't I be a happy bumpkin?
Why can't I be a happy bumpkin?
But when things settle down, it's like, well, what's my purpose? And I just end up here again. So I'm just gonna do this. This is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, sometimes you watch a video on something and you realize that the model you're working on isn't exactly the same as the one in the video. And this one has this little kind of, I guess it's a safety thing here that it plugs into in between, so there's no way you could take the belt off or put it on without taking it off. But I didn't notice that because the belt was broken. I just pulled it through. And there's this weird little wire here too that connects for whatever reason, but as far as I can tell, I don't think it'll be an issue. So I'm slipping around here, not engaging it because I want slack. Hopefully this won't be like one of those things where I have to pull a bunch of shit like really hard and I end up blooding up my knuckles, but do it as much as I can. And now I'm putting it on over here. This episode really isn't about doing this. If anything, doing this angle is kind of a sin. I'm not really supposed to be doing this. This really isn't about the tractor, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And that was like wicked easy, my God. Usually when these things pop off, it's like getting that on is the hard part. The key to making it so you can get these things on easy is to disengage these pulleys. Have your parking brake on and disengage these and just let this be loose. So I'm going with the strategy of getting it on the top and then trying to spin it in. All right, and there's a nut on the outside. You screw it in. This part in the frame that hooks up to the mower drive and blah 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 blah. These things hook up to their spots that they hook up, but I'm not going to go over that, so have fun. So there are people out there making videos that are many times better at it than I am. They're working in teams, they got a head start. How many years advantage, how much momentum do they have going? Well, all I know is I'm not an expert at changing garden tractor drive belts, and I just changed one. I don't even like doing that. We'll see if it works, but after this, I'm making more videos. So it doesn't really matter if you're the best of the best. Failure is guaranteed because death is guaranteed. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if this works.
Shirt on a blue floor. That changes it out.
Okay, goodbye.